Welcome back to the Financial Drive-Thru. Thanks for watching. My name is Majesty Ibianga and I'm your host. It's an early Sunday morning and I just want to drop a few headlines before I start the day. So please remember that I'm not a financial advisor and everything that I say and do on this channel is really based off of my own personal bias and my personal research. So I do encourage you all to do the same. Now, that said, let's just get right into it. We'll take a quick look at the markets. It's all red, but it's a weekend, so there's really not much use looking at this right now because no major moves have been made. So we'll talk about this again tomorrow. So looking over at the charts, we can see that the bears closed out the weekend in a very strong way, and it will be interesting to see what happens as the week starts. So getting straight on into the headlines. First headline, we're going to look at Coinbase announces final testing ahead of Ethereum Classic listing. Coinbase has announced that it's in the final stages of testing support for Ethereum Classic as it prepares to offer support for the cryptocurrency across its different services. And here they said, we expect final testing to be completed by Tuesday, August the 7th, at which point we will announce that we're ready to accept inbound transfers of ETC. They intend to allow 24 to 48 hours of inbound transfers through Coinbase Pro and Coinbase Prime before enabling trading. According to the announcement, support for ETC will be implemented incrementally across the various Coinbase services, namely Coinbase Custody, Coinbase Markets, Coinbase Pro, Coinbase Prime, Coinbase Asset Management, and Coinbase Consumer. Now, they also went on to reveal that the dates given are not final, but these are only estimates to work with. Last December, they made a similar announcement for listing Bitcoin Cash, and they even faced a class action lawsuit over accusations of insider trading. So right now, the platform has instituted a comprehensive information announcement policy as a way to enhance transparency and increase trust. Some more news on Coinbase. Coinbase Custody is planning support for 40 cryptocurrencies. They've announced these plans to support 40 cryptocurrencies, including Ripple, Neo, Ontology, and other major cryptocurrencies. We're going to look at a few of those. They currently support Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin, and we've already talked about the upcoming support for Ethereum Classic. So amongst the 40 cryptocurrencies that they're planning support for, the most notable are Dash, Neo, VeChain, Monero, EOS, Ripple, Nano, Ontology, and Qtum. So here they've listed all the 40 coins that they're considering: Cardano, Zcash, Stellar, Ripple, EOS, Monero, VeChain, Tezos, Qtum, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Gold, Decred, BitShares, Icon, Ontology, Steem. I'm going to put a link to this article in the detail section of the video so you can actually go through all of them. I don't want to spend too much time. This is supposed to be a real quick drive-through. Compared with all the other cryptocurrency exchanges, Coinbase has arguably the lowest amount of digital assets available to its users currently. And interestingly, they still boast of one of the largest user bases compared with their competitors. So what this means, if they should add these 40 currencies, we should see a larger boost in their favor. Now, once again, they've declined to provide a specific time frame for when these additional digital assets will be available. And the company has also said that the addition of these 40 assets is actually not guaranteed, but they're simply exploring their options. Next up, these are the Stellar partnerships that will send XLM to the moon. So Stellar is now known mostly as a direct competitor to Ripple and XRP, and when it comes to cross-border remittance payments, Stellar is actually working very hard to pip Ripple to the post. And over recent weeks, it seems that Stellar is actually going the right way about it. So not only has XLM shot up in the market and overtaken Litecoin, now sits in 6th place, Stellar has also lined up a number of significant partnerships and deals that could eventually lead to a huge surge in price. Looking over a few of those partnerships, we can see IBM, Satoshi Pay, Slice, and Change. IBM is currently working on what looks like the production of a stable coin to be tethered to the US dollar. Satoshi Pay is more like old news, but it's still work in progress, and this partnership also sees the introduction of Temple, a Europe-based money transfer company that now uses the Stellar network for cross-border payments. Slice is into real estate, and Slice aims to totally tokenize the real estate industry and give investors a chance to access opportunities that would otherwise be unavailable with cryptocurrency payments. And finally, a partnership with Change takes the concept of remittance payments and makes it free. So this uses Stellar technology to ensure that the payments are fast and secure. So that's all good news for Stellar, and we should all keep our eyes closely peeled on the price. So you want to add Stellar to your watch list if you're a trader. Next up, Gox Creditors agreed to a $1.3 billion repayment in Bitcoin Cash, BTC, and no altcoins by the summer of 2019. So a lot of you viewers probably already know about Mt. Gox. They're a disgraced Bitcoin exchange, and they were once the biggest in the world. Right now, they're trying to end the long drawn-out repayment ordeal that they've been having. The civil rehabilitation plan has been updated this August relating to Mt. Gox and making the victims whole. The latest revision includes how formal repayments to the victims will be made in Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin, through existing accounts on various exchanges or through pre-approved newly opened accounts. The article goes on to say that another sticky issue seemingly resolved, at least for now, is that of fiat paper cash. Gox still holds residual cash from previous sales, and creditors wish that to be repaid to who they term monetary creditors first. Interestingly enough, alternative coins to either Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash are no longer being considered in the creditors' repayment scheme. Now, the reasons they gave are the notorious volatility of these altcoins, and they also fear a dump on the broader altcoin market. So what they said here is the sale of altcoins by the trustee would cause a sudden fall in the price of altcoins, and security problems may arise if the trustee moves these altcoins. The August statement details how $168,000 in Bitcoin Cash and $160,000 in Bitcoin will be paid by the trustee summer of next year, assuming the rehabilitation is formally approved, which seems likely. Like we said earlier, Mt. Gox at one point was the world's most popular Bitcoin exchange, accounting for a supermajority of BTC's volume just 4 years ago. It eventually went bust after 744,000 Bitcoin vanished. Creditors have spent years trying to recover the losses, and the trustee, Nobuaki Kobayashi, held over 200,000 Bitcoin, liquidating some 30,000 by spring. I'm sure we remember the huge, massive price swings that we experienced when he was actually selling off. Mt. Gox sales are a very scary and intimidating thing for the markets, especially because they've continued for so long. So the good news now is that the rehabilitation plan under Mr. Kobayashi won't have to liquidate assets such as Bitcoin Cash and BTC going forward. Creditors will be formally advised of claim procedures most likely this month. Now, this is actually news that's been leading in the media for almost the past 24 hours. The headline says, here's how Starbucks would lead the way towards Bitcoin global adoption. The owners of the New York Stock Exchange, the Intercontinental Exchange, have teamed up with Microsoft, BCG, Starbucks, and other firms to launch the Backed company that will push Bitcoin and other digital assets towards becoming mainstream financial assets. Now, the news came out late on Friday, and there's hope for the crypto markets, so personally it'll be interesting to see how this affects the price. Now, with Backed, there's hope that the CBOE-sponsored Bitcoin ETF pending at the SEC might be approved by the end of the year. They added that Backed will be fully operational by November, which CNBC's Brian Kelly actually believes will give validity to the Bitcoin ETF. Kelly also believes that it's only a matter of time before we start paying for our coffee at Starbucks using Bitcoin. That isn't the case yet, but it's definitely something to think about. And then here's one that I found interesting. The launch of a new AI-enabled TV makes mining Bitcoin easy again. So I'm thinking mining and a TV, right? Canaan Creative, a Beijing-based Bitcoin mining firm who prides itself as the second largest manufacturer of Bitcoin technology in the world, has announced the launch of a television set that allows the audience to watch the Bitcoin as it's mined. The new television contains the firm's Avalon miner inside, which consists of a hash rate of 2.8 trillion hashes per second. TV uses artificial intelligence and can also listen to voice commands. Now, Canaan's most powerful miner is capable of 11 trillion hashes per second, and the crypto mined by the Avalon miner inside can be used to purchase a variety of goods and services. It'll be interesting to find out which kinds of goods and services we're talking about. And I'm thinking, what, random Netflix payments? I don't know. This is off the top of my head, so it'll be very good to see what comes. New outfits in China report that the television is first in the long line of blockchain-oriented home appliances that will be equipped with the Avalon miner inside. So we can expect a long line of things. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking of fridge, microwave perhaps, I don't know. This initiative is coming on the heels of the company applying for an initial public offer in May. Speculation is rife that the offering is expected to jump to $1 billion. So now I'm already thinking long blockchain core, and I'm wondering if this is something people do. I mean, it's all about timing. The news and everything, it's really all about timing to get your prices up. And this is just my opinion, but here you could actually see that some other people are calling it a hype. Some people believe that it will be more meaningful if these companies can embed the mining function into existing major TV brands. So yes, I do kind of agree with the second option. Strong partnerships with big TV brands would actually go a long way to get the hype off the ground. Let me know what you think about this. I am not sure I'm sold on the idea of watching your Bitcoin get mined, but I mean, this is just me, and if there are any interesting thoughts about this, I would like to hear them. So do hit me up in the comment section of the video. Next up, we look at mining firms building electrical grids to circumvent government apprehensions. It leads by saying that due to substantial energy demand, cryptocurrency mining businesses face a lot of scrutiny from both government bodies and utility departments. Now, a Canadian mining venture is taking a unique path to prevent such backlash, and they are constructing their own electrical grid. This was reported on the 1st of August. Vancouver-based DMG Blockchain is working on building an elaborate electricity infrastructure to support its array of mining activities. Now, the need of a dedicated mining grid is multifold. Companies circumvent legal hassles and get a chance to make a huge revenue before the mining industry faces what is seen to be a drastic and likely scenario of unprofitability and unsustainability in mining. So I want to know what you think about this. Do you think they're going to be successful? Because this could very easily be like a huge waste of money. They could spend a lot of money and the government will still find a way to actually get around everything that they've done. Or they could actually be setting the pace for mining companies right now. So let me know what you think in the comment section of the video. And the next article actually caused quite a stir among some 420 enthusiasts that I trade with. High Times becomes first Nasdaq IPO to accept cryptocurrencies. Cannabis media giant High Times will become the first ever IPO to accept investments in cryptocurrencies. Under the Regulation A+ of the Jobs Act for equity crowdfunding, High Times will be able to crowdsource up to $50 million in both fiat and cryptocurrency investment for shares in the company. Their CEO was reported saying that High Times has been at the forefront of popular culture for more than 4 decades. And now they're taking another step into the future as not only the first cannabis-related brand to go public on the Nasdaq, but also the first to allow Bitcoin and Ethereum as part of their capital raise. High Times Holding Corp plans to start trading on Nasdaq in the third quarter of 2018. According to CNBC, investors will be able to buy shares in the company for a discounted $11 per share prior to its listing on public markets later this year. So if you're into trading and you want to invest in this is something that you should probably start researching like right away. And we're going to end the morning with good news for Bithumb. South Korea crypto exchange Bithumb resumes operation after $30 million hack. Bithumb was once the 7th largest crypto exchange by trading volume, and they've just announced that their services were restored on 4th of August at 11 a.m. KST, following months of downtime after suffering a major hack event in June. Bithumb halted its deposit and withdrawal services in June as funds were rapidly moved into cold storage wallets to protect against additional losses. And the first markets to reopen will include Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, ETC, Ethereum Classic, Qtum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Monero, Zcash, and Mithro. And there's no indication at this time as to when the remaining 25 currencies on their platform will be available for trading. And that's all we have for today, folks. If you like this kind of content, do smash the like button, hit the subscribe button so you can catch my videos as they drop. Thanks for all those who picked up Ledger wallets as well. Links are still in the details section of the video, which supports the channel. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you on the next drive through. Cheers.